Hey man, it is cold outside and I'm wanting something hot inside. So tonight, I'm making potato soup. Check it out. That's right, man. It is 13 degrees outside here where I am in South Central Kentucky. So, I want something hot. So I'm making potato soup. Yeah, I could make chili or something, anything, vegetable soup, whatever. But a friend of mine actually requested a recipe for potato soup. So Roxy, this is for you. I'm sure out there in California, it's probably like 60 degrees and you're freezing. So, don't know the struggle. Let's get started on this potato soup. Alright, now we're going to start by sauteing some bacon. This is thick cut bacon, about a half pound, probably even more than a half pound really. But yeah, just dice it up. We're going to let this go till it starts to brown just a little, and then we'll add our onions in. I mean, it's stuff outside is actually frozen here, but where she is in California is 60 degrees, and there's a freeze warning. I guess 80 degrees, you think it's burning up too. Back to the soup. So now that our bacon, some of the fat's starting to render, it's not quite turning brown yet, but I'm going to go ahead and add in my onion. It's one whole onion, whatever kind of onion you like. I use the sweet because I want the onion to almost want caramelized onions, but not quite. So add them in now so that the bacon's not overly crispy before the onions get to the point where I want them. And I'll show you once we get there what I'm looking for with the onions. There's just nothing like the smell of bacon and onions cooking together. Just wait till we get the garlic in there. I'm using a large cast iron enamel Dutch oven. If you don't have that, of course you can use your crock pot or your Instapot, quick pot, whatever you got kind of pot. And just if you're using a crock pot, just saute the bacon and onions in a separate skillet, and then you can hold it for later and dump into the potato soup near the end. If you're using a quick pot or Instapot, something like that, of course it has a saute setting. You can do that in there before you do everything else. We are there. You can see, you really can't see, but the onions are translucent and just blend with the bacon. You can't even see the onions in there, but they're there. So this is rendered down about as much as I want, and surprisingly there is not a lot of fat rendered in the bottom of this thing, so I may add a little bacon fat to this for the potatoes. Now I forgot to mention that I cooked this on like medium high, stirring quite frequently. Then turned it down to medium. But now we're going to get this out with a slotted spoon. Yeah, it did not. For bacon, that surprisingly is very little fat for as much as that was. So the bacon you use might be different. I don't know. I use Kentucky Legends. Actually, instead of adding bacon fat or anything, I'm just gonna couple of glugs there of avocado oil. I'm gonna turn this back up to medium high and let the oil start to heat up. Alright, now it's time to add our potatoes. Carefully. We're just gonna cook these sort of brown, almost like you're making hash browns or fried potatoes, but not too much. Just enough just to start to get a little color. And when they start to get a little soft, then we'll start adding everything else. Just helps the cooking process. Instead of boiling them first or just putting them into your soup, you can, this is just a way that I've found that I like to do it. You can see I've got them mostly all around the same size. Kind of a, not a small dice, but a, maybe a ½ inch to an inch. If you know, I guess that's up to you how big you want them. But you want them all to be the same, close to the same size, so they all cook evenly or around the same time. We're gonna let those go, and it's really up to you how much you want to use. I could tell you about 5 to 6 russet potatoes is what I would go with. These were russets, but I only used 4 because they were pretty big potatoes. If you want to use Yukon Golds, you can. If you want to use baby reds, whatever potato you want to use it. But it's better to peel them. You don't want the skin floating around in your soup. Gonna let these cook a little bit, and we'll be back. Okay, these potatoes are right where I want them. They've got just a little color, but they are starting to get soft. I don't know if you can tell that. So it's time to start adding the stuff. Starting with, we've got 2 cups of chicken broth. This is spicy chicken broth. You don't have to use spicy chicken broth. This is just what I had in the refrigerator open. You could use chicken bouillon and water. You could use chicken stock, whatever you want. So to that, we've got a can of cream of celery. That was disgusting. A can of cream of onion. Now the cream of onion is optional. If you want a lot of onion flavor, and I don't mean like a lot of onion flavor, but it can, depending on how much onion you like, because what we cooked with the bacon is not going to add a whole lot of flavor. And I just realized I forgot to add the garlic to the bacon and onions. Oh well. Shit. Well, okay. Next is cream of broccoli. But again, the cream of onion you don't have to use. You could just stick with the cream of broccoli, cream of mushroom, and cream of celery. You know, you could honestly even, if you wanted, you could substitute the cream of onion for obviously another can of one of these, or even cream of chicken. Whatever flavors you want. I mean, they've got cream of shrimp now. I'm not sure how that would work. I have some. I thought about trying it, but I didn't. You could use all sorts of things in this. If you wanted to, like the cheese soup. The cheese soup, I'm sure, would be absolutely fantastic in this. It actually does sound pretty good, now that I think about it. Either way, I'll get this incorporated. You know what, since I forgot it, I will just go ahead and add like a big heaping spoon of minced garlic. Unfortunately, maybe that's why I forgot about the garlic, is because I forgot to buy some cloves of garlic. So I had the jarred stuff in the refrigerator. I'll just throw some of that in there. But if you have garlic, two cloves, you know, with your bacon and onions right before you pull them out. We'll get that going. And we'll go on and start to add our seasoning. Starting with rosemary. A teaspoon of rosemary. I'm just eyeballing it. That's stupid. I need... That might have been too much. Oh well. I like rosemary. Teaspoon of rosemary, crushed leaves. I had powder. Next, about a half a teaspoon of oregano. A pinch of red pepper flakes, or you know. You don't have to use this. I like it. And I'm going to do a little more than a pinch. And I'm actually going to also add, this is not part of my recipe, but I have it and I want to try it, is this jalapeno pepper flakes. So it's just like the crushed red, but it's jalapeno. So I'm going to try a little bit of that too. Look, it's cold outside and I want to sweat a little bit. Next is a tablespoon of paprika. That's smoked paprika. If you're gonna get paprika, might as well get smoked paprika so it's flavorful too. Then another tablespoon of garlic. Probably, since I just added that in, I'm not going to go like a full tablespoon, although it probably was a tablespoon. And a half a teaspoon of thyme. This is ground thyme. If you have the dried thyme leaves, you can use that. Or if you have fresh thyme, you know, just pull off about 2 or 3 sprigs of the fresh thyme. Actually, if you have the fresh rosemary, you can take a couple, probably just 1 sprig of that, and just kind of mince it up fine. Or if you've got a tongue-tied mortar and pestle, you can crush it up in that. Be good. All right, I just added a full brick of cream cheese, room temperature, and about a 1/4 cup of sour cream. It's about half of a 8-ounce tub. So let that start to melt in. And let the potatoes soften. We're just going to cover that almost all the way. And see you when it's about that time. And after about 30 minutes or so, check it. Give it a stir. And once you put everything in, you get it to a good simmer. Just cover it, like I said, almost all the way. Let it go for a little bit. And here, I'll show you. You can feel the potatoes in there. Like you're going to think, oh, these still feel hard. You want to still feel the potato. But then get it up here against this. You see that? See how it just smashes? Those potatoes are soft. You don't want the potatoes to just turn to mush in there. So like that. Next, take a good pinch of salt, because we haven't salted this yet. And don't salt it too much, because remember, we still got to add the bacon back. Some fresh ground pepper. As much as you like. I love pepper, so. And then we can come back with our bacon and onions. Stir, mix that in. This is gonna hit the spot on a night like tonight. We'll give that just a few more minutes, and it's gonna be time to eat. This potato soup is done, and I cannot wait to dig in. I've been smelling it as it's cooked, and it's just, I'm so ready for it. It's a cold night, yes. I've got my robe on. I'm in my pajamas. Okay? It's time to get into this. I topped it with a little, I thought I had a brick of cheddar cheese. I was going to shred a little bit. I didn't. So I used some cheddar jack cheese from the bag. Oyster crackers, of course. And normally I would use fresh chives. I couldn't find chives at the grocery store, so I've just got green onions, scallions. Finally, diced chicken. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah. There it is. Man, that hits. It's all the right things. And don't get me wrong, the flavor, everything is there. But the nostalgia for that, to me, this takes me back to my childhood. It really does. Takes me back to standing in the kitchen when I was a kid, watching my mom make potato soup. And she would always say, now don't tell your dad that there's sour cream in this, because then he won't eat it. I never taught him. I don't know that he ever found out. That's a meal. Now, My mom's the one that made the potato soup. Dad didn't. Unfortunately, well, both of them are gone now. Unfortunately, I never got her recipe. I just had to toy with it for the last 20, 30 years to, oh, I could get close. I mean, this is pretty damn close, to be honest. The onion and bacon's the same way she done it. The sour cream that's in there, I don't think she used cream cheese. I don't even know that she used the cans of soup. It's just what I've started doing over the years, because I've just took it, tweaked it, done things to make it my own, but it still has that flavor that takes me back. I also made a grilled cheese with jalapeno pimento cheese and some extra bacon that I've cooked up in the air fryer. On sourdough bread. Dip that in there. Oh yeah. This is good. It's easy. Look, if you want to make it even easier, say you don't want to cut up the potatoes, you don't want to cut up the onion, you don't even want to cut up the bacon and do that. You can buy bags of the frozen diced potatoes, like in the aisle with the French fries and stuff. You can buy bags of frozen onions diced. You can get the pre-cooked bacon, crumble it up. It's easy to do. Like I said, you don't even have to use the cream of onion. This isn't real onion strong either. But if you're not a fan of onion, again, you could do like cream of chicken or cream of asparagus. You could cream of shrimp, whatever you want to use, along with that broccoli, mushroom, and celery. Go for it. Why do they not have like a cream of carrot? Because that would be awesome, I think. Hell, I think there's like cream of potato too, right? So, no brainer. You put what you want in it. Dill, along with the seasonings. If you want to put like a teaspoon and a half of dill in there, depending on how much, if you like dill or not. I'd actually thought about it for this because I haven't done it before, but I forgot. So, you know what? Here, I'll add just a little bit of dill to the bowl. Just a sprinkle. Let's see what that does. I'm adding dill to my recipe. That's pretty good. The oyster crackers, a lot like I was gonna get the oyster crackers that are, they have seasoned ones now. You know, like crushed red pepper or dill or whatever. I couldn't find any, so I had to get just regular oyster crackers. But oyster crackers is what I grew up with putting in there. Use whatever you want, but oyster crackers has always been what I went with. All right. Hey, that's it for me tonight. Cheers. I got nothing else. It's time to eat.